We have a new First Minister by the name of John Swinney. He's been in the position now for a couple of weeks. He's actually been part of the SNP for around 17 years and was the driving force behind Nicola Sturgeon and Humza Yousaf. So I wanted to speak to the people to find out if they were happy with this appointment and would it make any difference to their voting preference. I'm in Dunfermline High Street today and I'm asking Anne, obviously we've appointed a new First Minister, John Swinney. What's your thoughts on that?
It's fine.
Yeah.
If he does a lot for the country. I just think we need more housing, more policing, I think, and more promotion in Scotland.
Yeah. Is that the sort of things you would like to see him focus on then?
Yeah.
Policing, education, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. I think it's a shame because I've got a son that can't get a house. I work in a bank, so yeah, they can get mortgages, but there's no houses for young ones getting married. I think we need more housing. That's all, really.
Perfect. And is the appointment more or less likely to make you vote SNP the next time?
For a while I voted SNP.
Yeah.
Years ago I voted Labour. Never Conservative, but always SNP, but it's kind of slippery at the moment. I don't know whether...
Up in the air just now?
Yeah, but definitely I've always voted SNP before, because I always think, not for home rule for Scotland, just because I think I love the country. I think it should be, and I think they could do a lot for Scotland compared to the UK.
Your thoughts on that? Are you happy with that appointment?
Oh, no, not at all, no.
Do you mind if I ask why?
It's just rinse and repeat, isn't it?
Okay.
He's just there's no change.
Yeah.
He's been there before, had a disastrous time with it, education, finance, and he's been in charge before, and just more of the same, basically, no change.
No. Were you previously an SNP supporter at all?
No.
Would you be more or less likely then this time to vote for SNP?
Oh no, Labour most of my life.
Labour for yourself, yeah.
Labour. Just get on with the day job. And well, in my view, independence isn't happening anytime soon. So just look at the high street.
Yeah. He's done up a wee bit.
Look at it, just come. They need to get away from Edinburgh and have a walk and see what's happening in Scotland.
Just do that a wee bit. Is that what you would like focused on the most, sort of the local communities?
Health service, roads, education, just what. Forget about independence for a wee while. It's not going to happen. Yep. Just concentrate on getting Scotland back up. They'll win independence if they can show they can govern.
Yeah.
Well, I think he seems to be heading in the right direction.
Yep.
I'm an independent supporter, so obviously that's kind of like my bag anyway.
Yeah.
And I think it's calmed everything down because there was an awful lot of media hype
going
on, which needed to be... I'm not saying that's... I think the hype was actually intentional.
Okay.
So I'm quite pleased that it's all kind of like calmed down a bit. Humza Yousaf I liked.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that he's gone.
Okay.
Because I think he was doing a really good job and he seemed to be very open and honest about what he was at.
Yeah.
So that was a sad thing.
Yeah. And for the new First Minister then, what would you like him to focus on? Is there any particular issues at all?
I think it's quite hard to focus on one particular thing. The biggest thing in my head at the moment is the problem with the strife that's going on in Gaza and the genocide. And if support for that continued, that would be fine. In Scotland, possibly, and child poverty, but they do a lot with that anyway, so it's been mitigated quite a lot, considering Westminster has caused lots of problems for people. So just continue with that. I'm an ex-teacher, so education would be another priority for me. More money, class size is reduced. That kind of like helps with attainment, so
Obviously we've got a new First Minister, John Swinney. What's your thoughts on that firstly?
A total waste of time. He's been here before and tried it without any joy. Basically, they have to get rid of the SNP to get a fresh start.
Would you have liked to have perhaps seen someone different take over the First Minister's position from the SNP? There was rumours Kate Forbes, someone like that?
Well, there doesn't seem to be anyone else, and Kate Forbes was joined in the system. She had sound arguments, but then she's given these arguments up.
Right, okay.
So it's...
And is there anything you would like to see them focus on more? Is there anything sort of issues that are pressing for yourself?
Everything they're not focusing on, health, transport, everything really. They've missed the boat.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I really don't know that much about the new First Minister, but I'm actually quite pleased there is a new First Minister, and I'm quite sure there's going to be a positive change, especially in education and the police force, because we certainly need more police and a better education. And I hopefully, with the grace of God, that will be true, that the new First Minister will make a difference in Scotland. Because, I'm all for a positive new First Minister.
Yeah, of course.
To be honest with you, I'm sitting in the fence at the moment, and I want to make sure I'll keep my ears and eyes open, and hopefully there'll be a difference that I want to cast my opinion properly at the positive side. Apart from the SNP, I would probably say reform would be my next bet.
Okay, yeah.
Police, the education, and the housing, obviously, the main issues in Scotland, I think, at the moment, and that's how it appears to be.
I'm just asking about the new First Minister, John Swinney. What's your thoughts on the appointment?
I'm not particularly impressed by him, to be honest. When Rishi Sunak was elected, the SNP were giving it all about how it was disgraceful, it was an unelected Prime Minister. It was the second unelected Prime Minister, the second unelected First Minister, so it's a bit hypocritical.
Would you be more inclined or less inclined to support the SNP now that he's in charge?
Less inclined.
Less inclined. Would you have liked to have seen someone else in charge, perhaps, like a Kate Forbes?
I don't know. I think Kate Forbes maybe would have been more attractive to a lot more people. She seems to represent a lot more of the public mood on certain issues, but I think at the next both elections I think the SNP will be out anyway. Bringing down taxes, I'd say. I think at the very least they should be bringing taxes down to in line with the rest of the UK. There's a lot of problems with, for instance, my dad, he's an engineer and he's in the top tax bracket and he's not exactly making the largest salary on planet Earth. I think it would do a lot of people good if they brought down the taxes across the board.
I think everybody's struggling just now with the cost of living. Is that something you would like them to focus on, the cost of living crisis?
Well, I'm graduating from university in the next couple of weeks, and one of the biggest struggles I'm having just now is actually finding a job. Particularly jobs that pay reasonably well. The job I'm currently at is a really good job. I've had part-time whilst I've been a student. And a lot of the graduate jobs I've seen advertised, I'd make less annually than what I'd make if I just worked full-time where I am just now.
Gee whiz. And what's your profession? What's your...
So I work in the whisky industry just now.
Okay.
So I work at the Scottish Whisky Experience up in Edinburgh. So it's a really good place to work. I really enjoy it. And it's one of those things that it's been quite a good gateway job for me. But like I said, it's a lot of the jobs I've seen advertised as a graduate because I graduated in a business. I'd be making less than what I'd be making if I was working full-time there. So it's beginning to hit me just now just how bad things are.
If you don't mind me asking, obviously you're a student, do you stay on your own? Are you sharing at the moment?
I currently live with my parents.
You still live with your parents? Do you think you would be able to move out in the next week while, once you...
If I got a job, I think I could. Both my parents work in Edinburgh, so it's probably going to be the same case for me. I'll be working in Edinburgh. I lived in Edinburgh for the first year of my university, but that was in 2020 during the COVID lockdowns. Of course, so everything sort of just went a bit pear-shaped with that.
Do you think you'll be able to sort of live on your own if you wanted to, or is it going to be sharing sort of thing? Just because
I'd like to live on my own, but I think I'd really seriously have to look at a few of my friends living in Edinburgh. I'd seriously have a look at flat sharing.
To begin with.
Quite a lot of my friends at work who are a few years older than me, they still flat share because everything's so expensive.
I'm hoping he's better than the last one that we had. I hope he sticks to what he believes in. I think he'll be okay.
And are you more or less likely to vote for SNP this time around?
I will vote for SNP.
You'll vote for SNP. Is there anything in particular you would like him to focus on?
I would like him to focus on mental health. Because there's so many people who need help out there and they're not getting it.
I know. I mean, I don't know if you've seen recently, there's a place in Glenrothes, is it the Whitegates Bridge or something? Every other day there seems to be an incident
it's
there.
Closed all the time.
So you'd like to see more focus on that, obviously?
I know that 5 councils restricting money to mental health because they've not
just don't have enough.
They don't have enough, and same with children that have got autism and that they're taking so long to get diagnosed. It's ridiculous.
So more focus on that sort of thing then, Just asking people's opinion about the new First Minister. What's your thoughts on John Swinney? Are you happy with the appointment?
I would rather there was somebody new because he has been there before.
For a wee while.
So hopefully it's not the same again.
No worries. Would you have liked to have seen someone else, like maybe Kate Forbes or somebody like that?
I think I probably would, yes.
And obviously with this appointment, would you be more or less inclined to vote SNP this time around?
I'm not likely to vote SNP.
Nothing you would like him to focus on?
No, not really.
Nothing.
I'm not an independence man.
First Minister John Swinney, what's your thoughts on that?
You've seen it, done it, and got the T-shirt.
Right.
That's it. You know, I don't think there will be much change
Yeah.
unless he promises to be radical. But
And
I don't know. He's been through everything, so he's a good transition at the moment. I think. Yeah.
Would you have liked to have seen someone else, maybe like a Kate Forbes or something like
Yeah,
that?
somebody that hadn't been rigid in the party. You know, because you need a freshen up after that. So they've just done the status quo.
Yeah, yeah.
And come straight back in. Swinney.
And is that more or less likely to make you vote SNP this time?
I don't know. I have to see what the rest of the parties offer. You know what I mean? So. There's one or two things. I thought they were doing well when they were governing with the Greens, because there was certain things going through that were quite radical.
Yeah.
But they forgot about all the other stuff.
And what's the other stuff that's important to you?
Well, obviously NHS, obviously. Transport, these type of things. But I suppose the cost of living, everything else running together. There's not a lot we can do about
That's
it.
it.
So, but as I say, it's good for transition, but I'd like to see somebody moving forward.
The new First Minister John Swinney, what's your thoughts on that?
I actually don't really know that much.
No worries.
I just answered because I felt...
No worries at all. Is there anything in the community you would like to see your local MP do more of or improve? Is there anything you'd like to see improve in the local community?
Not really, to be honest. I think it's all right the way it is.
Yeah. Well, as you could hear, it was a mixed bag of reactions. I think some would like to give him time, and others believe it's more of the same. What's your thoughts? Please leave a comment and have your say. But as always, please like, share and subscribe.